This video is going to show you how you can close down background running apps and processes on your Fire TV Stick or your Fire TV Cube. This is a procedure that's often used in a lot of cleanup tools that you pay for the Fire TV Stick and Cube. This guide is going to show you the command you need to run and what you need to do to set up that command to run it to basically close down all those processes that are running in the background. This will free up processing power and random access memory too, which should mean that your Fire Stick or your Cube runs a lot faster, so it gives it a boost, and it should mean that the stick should buffer less frequently. That's obviously as long as you've got a good Wi-Fi signal to your stick or your cube. If you're watching this video as a short, tap on the thumbnail in the bottom right hand corner right now to see the full video. If you're already watching the full video, hang tight, more details coming up shortly. Don't forget to like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel. Doing these three things help us make more great videos for you. So, as I say, this guide is going to show you how you can set up your Fire Stick to basically run a command which is going to shut everything down in the background. A bit like you do on your phone or tablet. You know, people say to you about shutting things down in the background where you sort of double tap the button on the front of the phone or the iPad and you swipe everything away. Well, this is a similar sort of thing. But for the Fire Stick, there are lots of things that run in the background. A lot of apps that you've downloaded run in the background. A lot of system services run in the background. Now, at times, these services are essential to do things like update your Fire Stick, but are not essential to be running all the time, because when they're running, they do take up memory. And that is random access memory rather than storage memory, although in some cases they can take up a bit of storage memory too, but not a lot. It's mainly random access memory that we're concentrating on here. So as you can see on that graph at the top of the screen there, I've just used a little bit of memory by the Amazon Blackbird app, whatever that is. But as you can see here, I mean, I've got 2 gigabytes of memory. That's 2000 megabytes on here, and I've only got 768.8 megabytes left, so nearly 3/4 of my RAM has been taken up by whatever's running in the background. So we're going to aim to clear as much of this as possible to leave more free for other apps. Now, I should say before we start, I take no responsibility for any damage caused permanently or temporarily by running this app. You are doing this purely at your own risk. So first of all, what we're going to have to do is set up a few things on here to get the app running. Now, once you've got these set up on here, you can leave them on here for the future to make the process a lot quicker. So if you haven't got it already, you're going to need to download Downloader. So press the home button on the remote control, go to find, down to search, middle button, and just start typing Downloader. And as you're typing it, it should come up as a suggestion below the on-screen keyboard. Highlight it, middle button, and then when you get to this screen, highlight the orange icon, middle button, and then middle button again to start downloading and installing. Just be patient with this. It might take a little while. Once it's downloaded, it will start installing like it is now. Once it's installed, installing will go to done or open. So there you go. Mine's gone to open. So middle button on the remote control. Middle button again to allow Downloader to access photos, media and files on your device. This is very important. If you deny this, Downloader isn't going to work, so allow that. Then OK to get out the quick start guide. And then what we just need to do is we just need to press the back button a couple of times to come back out. Press the home button, that's the picture of the house on the remote control, to make sure that you're back to the home screen, and then go across all the way to the right to the settings cog. Once that's highlighted, then go down to My Fire TV, then press the middle button on the remote, and then you're looking for developer options. Now, if like mine, you don't see it, then all you need to do is go into About and then find the name of your device and highlight it. Like mine says Fire TV Stick 4K. Yours may say something different. Just press the middle button on the remote control until you see No Need, You're Already a Developer come up at the bottom of the screen. Then stop pushing the middle button. Then press the back button on the remote, and there you should see Developer Options just below About. Go down to Developer Options, middle button, and then go down to Apps from Unknown Sources. If it's set to off, like mine is, middle button on the remote control, middle button again, and then it goes to on. If you've got install unknown apps instead of apps from unknown sources, then all you need to do is highlight install unknown apps, middle button on the remote control, go down to downloader, and if it's switched off like mine, middle button, and that turns it on. So whilst we're in developer options, go up to ADB debugging, and if it's switched off like mine is, highlight it, middle button, and it switches on. Then press the home button on the remote control to go back to the home screen, and then we just want to restart the Firestick. This is very important, so press and hold the middle button and the play pause button together until you see a message saying that your device is powering off. Once you see that, let go of the buttons on the remote control, let it power off. Then let the Fire TV Stick or Cube restart. Hopefully shouldn't take long, just be patient with it. Once it's restarted, press and hold the home button on the remote control until this appears. Let go, then go across to apps, middle button, then go down to the bottom and find downloader, middle button. Press the up part of the ring on the remote control to get your cursor in the box, middle button. And then once you've got the on-screen keyboard come up, just type in there 21203. That's 21203. Then press the play pause button on the remote. It should now take you to my website automatically. Just be patient. It'll only take a few seconds. You don't need to click anything here on this We Value Your Privacy. And just keep scrolling down until you see this icon that I'm going to come up to a minute. This one here, Remote ADB Shell. Move your circle anywhere over the icon, middle button, and then let that download. Once you get to this screen here, keep pressing the down button until cancel's highlighted, then press the right hand side of the ring on the remote control so that install's highlighted, middle button, and let it install. Once it's installed, middle button on the remote control, and then you can delete this file. It's not of use to us anymore, it's just taking up space. So press the right hand side of the ring to highlight the first delete, press the middle button, press the left hand side of the ring to highlight the second delete, middle button, and then keep tapping the left hand side of the ring until home's highlighted, middle button, and then back button twice. And then go across to ADB Shell, this icon just here, middle button. It will say new key pair generated. Press the middle button, then when this screen comes up, middle button again to get the on-screen keyboard up. Then type localhost, that's localhost, all in lowercase, no spaces. Then press the play pause button on the remote, then press the play pause button again, leaving 5555 in the box. And then keep pressing the down part of the ring on the remote control until connect's highlighted. If you can't see connect highlighted, just press the down part about 3 or 4 times and it should be on the connect button. Then press the middle button on the remote control. Now, if you do see this come up, allow USB debugging, make sure you put a tick to the left of always allow from this computer. So press the middle button on the remote control, a tick will appear in the box, then go down to OK, middle button. You should now have a prompt on your screen. Mine says Kara : $. Yours might be something different. Yours might be Mantis, etc, etc. I'm running a 4K Max Fire Stick here, so mine says Kara, but every stick I think has a different kind of code name. Okay, so what I've done is I've put the monitor up on my screen to show you how much RAM I've got available, and at the moment it's around about 739 megabytes. That's sort of fluctuating a little bit, but it's around about 739, 740 megabytes available. So before I do this, I should say once again, I take no responsibility for any damage caused by this, but I must thank Fins from the XDA Developers Forum for giving us this particular command. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press the middle button on the remote control to get the on-screen keyboard come up. And this command is quite a long command, so I'm going to put it in the description of this video down below. Please take care when typing this in, as you could find that if you type it in incorrectly, then you might cause unnecessary problems on your stick or cube. PM space list space packages space, and then you want a vertical line space SED space -E space speech marks S / full stop star colon / speech marks space vertical line space while space read space package semicolon space do space am space false hyphen stop space $ package semicolon space done. Make sure you've typed this in correctly. Check it a dozen times. Check it as many times as you like, because if you've typed in anything wrong, then it could completely trash your system. And if now is the time you want to back out, then do so by pressing the back button on the remote control if you're not too sure. As I say, I take no responsibility for any damage, either permanent or temporary, to your Fire Stick or Cube. But if you're 190% happy that you've typed in that command correctly, then go down to Run or press the play pause button on your remote control to execute that command. And then what will happen is it will actually close down the program that you was in, because it's closed everything down. It should take you back to the main menu. So I'm going to get the system monitor back up, and as you can see here, I've gained a bit more memory. I've got 777.5 megabytes available, actually 802 now. It's actually climbing. I suppose it's still closing down apps in the background. So I've regained a little bit of RAM in there. Not a lot, but I must admit I didn't have much running to start with anyway. I know sometimes I've checked my system and it's been down to around about 200 to 300 megabytes available. So if it was down to there and I close everything down, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. As you can see, as time's going on, my free space in the RAM or memory is starting to climb. I've now got 844.9 megabytes available, 854. So as you can see, it is clearing RAM out, which should make the Fire Stick run faster, should mean that apps should run better, should buffer less. As long as you've got a good Wi-Fi connection or Ethernet connection to your stick, and of course internet connection to your home as well. And these apps here, Downloader and the ADB shell, you can leave those on there. Those come in handy from time to time. So if you needed to run that particular command again, and you could do this frequently, then they're already there. That saves you time in setting that part of it up. If, say, for instance, you only wanted to close down, say, third-party apps, let's just go back into it again, then you could type in here the same command, but where you've typed in PM list packages, do a space and put a -3 and then a space, and then continue to type the rest of the command, and that will only close down third-party apps. So that's apps that you've downloaded and installed on your stick or your cube, not system apps. It will leave the system apps alone. So I've just typed in that command. So that's the whole command. That's PM space list space packages space -3 space vertical line space SED space -E space speech marks S/dot star colon / speech marks space vertical line space while space read space package semicolon space do space am space false hyphen stop space $ package semicolon space done. And when I go down to Run or press the play pause button, then it should do exactly the same. It just takes us back out to the menu that we was last into, because the ADB shell is a third-party app, something that I've downloaded and installed separately onto the stick. But what if I just wanted to close down system apps and not third-party apps? Well, let's go into that again. Get the prompt up, go into the on-screen keyboard. So you'd type in the same command again, but you'd put PM space list space packages space -S, that's for system, space vertical line space SED space -E space speech marks S / full stop star colon / speech marks space vertical line space while space read space package semicolon, space do, space am, space false hyphen stop, space $, package, semicolon, space done. Then press the play pause button on the remote control and the command will run. But this time, this app won't shut down because it's not shut down third-party apps. It will only shut down Amazon system apps running in the background. You can also, whilst you're in this ADB shell, you can clear out the cache of all apps with one command. See my video on how to do this. There'll be a link to it in the description, or might even be a link in the top right hand corner right now. So there we are. I hope this video helped clean up your RAM processor and helped your Firestick run a bit more smoother and buffer free. If it did, why not check out the links in the description down below. If you're in the market for a new Firestick, say if it didn't help you, it might be that your Firestick is just too old. If it didn't work, again, could be that it's too old. Go for a 4K Max. There's a link to it in the description amongst other Firesticks and cubes down below. Also, if you're in the market for Firestick accessories, you might find it easier to, for instance, type this command in using a keyboard. So get yourself an OTG cable and a wireless or a wired keyboard. You can type in those commands a lot quicker using a keyboard. Any keyboard will do that works with a PC. You just need to get yourself an OTG cable to plug in line with your Firestick or cube. And also, if you're looking for a VPN, then we've got loads of VPNs down there too. Buying or subscribing through these links really does help support this channel. It helps me to dedicate more time to researching these kind of videos and making them for you. And don't forget, whilst you're at my YouTube channel, I've got thousands of other videos right here, right now, covering all sorts of subjects. Hopefully, whilst you're here, you're going to find something to educate you, entertain you, amuse you, and maybe even to save you some time and more money.